Okay.
All right, so I'll start.
Yeah.
All right, make a motion to accept the agenda for the meeting of Scituate Board of Health, Wednesday, October 14th at 6 p.m. Meeting called to an order and accept the agenda. A second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, first schedule item, discuss vote, septic system design hearing, 3 Gardner Road, Greg Morris representing homeowner request for installation of a septic system requiring local upgrades and variances.
Good evening. For the record, this is Greg Morse, registered engineer with Morse Engineering. I'm representing the property owner at 3 Gardner Road. This is a septic system upgrade project. The existing home is a 7-bedroom home. It failed a Title V inspection. The existing system here was a cesspool. Our proposal is to install a new septic system. The new septic system is located behind the house. What we've proposed is a septic tank, a pump chamber, and then a Presby EnviroSeptic leaching system. We are in front of the board because we are seeking a setback for a property line in accordance with 310 CMR 405 local upgrade approvals. The leaching system that we're proposing is 5.9 feet from the lot line, where 10 feet is typically required. This site has significant site constraints with respect to ledge, topography, and wetlands on the site. Where we've sited the system, we had 2 successful test pits with suitable soil to construct the septic system, and it is outside of the 50-foot buffer zone to the wetlands per the conservation. We notified the abutters of the project, and we're here to present it to you. That's what puts us in front of the board, is the property line setback, again, from 10 feet required to 5.9 feet proposed.
Okay.
So Greg, we just need the abutter cards, if you could drop them off at the town office.
Absolutely.
Okay. Was there anything else, Joan, with this, or?
Nope, that's it. We were just waiting for conservation. I don't know, did you already go to conservation, Greg?
No, we're on with them next week.
Okay, so we're waiting for conservation. We don't have any other issues with it.
Okay.
Okay. Wendy, do you want to make the motion? Or does anyone else have any feedback or questions? Did Wendy go away?
Wendy, hear us right now?
Have her mic on.
Sorry, who are you looking for? Wendy?
Wendy?
Okay, she's on the phone.
Yeah.
Which one is she? 617 or?
I think she's the 781 400 maybe.
400? Fine. Wendy, if you were there, I need you to push #9 to speak. So the thing is, the problem here is that Wendy cannot be dialing by computer and on her phone because it gives too much feedback. So she's in twice. So we need to fix that.
So
I'll tell her to get off her.
She's off the phone. She's off the computer now.
Okay.
So
So Wendy,
Fixed it
once
on her
again,
own.
push *9 or #9. I'm blanking on the phone. Try one. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, she should be good now. Go ahead, Wendy.
Wendy, can you make the motion?
I think she's 781 400, and she's trying to, but she can't be unmuted.
Well, all right. So Wendy, push either *9 or #9 on your phone.
Hello, I've done
There you
both.
go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you
All
make a
right,
motion?
Yep, move to approve the septic repair plan with the following upgrades variance requested. Request reduction from required 10 feet to 5.9 feet between SAS and the property line, pending Conservation Commission approval and engineer satisfactory revisions to the plan to address the Board of Health administrative review comments.
Second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Second, discuss and vote Seaside at Scituate, Toll Brothers, private well permit application. And I believe they were on.
We're still on.
Oh.
Yep. Yep. We're here.
Dave Buckley from Toll here as well on the phone.
Okay.
Okay, so Jeff DeLisi, I'm here with Dave Buckley, who's on the phone, and Keith Curran, our project manager, on behalf of Toll. And I think we were here back in September. There was a question that was left with the board as to whether or not our well is within 200 feet of the other well close by. And we've been able to survey that and provide the board with a stamp plan indicating that it is not within 200 feet. And I've reviewed the well guidelines in the Commonwealth, and I have not seen any requirement that precludes one well from being within 200 feet of another well, but it's now an irrelevant issue. So we're just seeking that the board approve the irrigation well permit application.
Okay. Joan, was there anything else, or Drew?
No, I think we went all through it last time. We just want to make sure that, they put the application in and it gets approved.
Okay. Joan?
No,
Was there
you just
anything-
have to, the reason why they're here is because of the way that your town of Scituate private well regulation was written, the 4.2 and the 4.3. So,
Okay.
that's the reason why they're here, because of the way that's written.
Okay. I mean, I feel fine. Wendy, do you have any questions, or?
I don't, only as long as Joan's comfortable.
Okay.
So there was some talk about a holding tank in that area. Is that going to happen in the future?
So Joan, this is Keith with Toll Brothers. This well will determine that. As of right now, we have 2 wells, as we spoke last time, that I drilled. One is around, actually pump test is about 35 gallons per minute. Another one is 10 gallons per minute. So for a total of 45. We have a need based on all the area to irrigate out there about, it's around 100 gallons per minute. So depending on what this well produces, then would lead us to determining if so, what size irrigation cistern / storage would need to be able to irrigate the property properly to make sure we have green grass and, flourishing trees and shrubs and so forth. So it really is based on, this well that, we're hopefully getting approved, this application approved. And then depending on that, what that produces, then I could answer that question better. We have, cited where we'd want irrigations to be done, some due diligence, but it really depends on what this well produces.
Do you have any idea what number you're looking at? Like how many gallons a minute do you have a
Yeah, if we got if this well produced like 35 or 40, similar like the other well that's, that is now on the plan and shows more than 200 feet, then we probably could get away without any irrigation storage. We don't want to do irrigation storage, We're only doing it as a need if it's needed. So again, if we can get close to approaching 100 gallons per minute, I think we can work with our, our landscape and our irrigation to make it, and I say a total of 100, make it work without the irrigation storage.
Okay.
But again, that's something again would vet with you guys after, if we need to, after this well, you know what we have.
Okay.
And then we could work through, you know, siting irrigation storage where it would be and the size it would need to be. I know per your regulations that, you know, above ground isn't allowed, and we're not planning on that. If we need storage, it would be below grade.
Okay. Okay. Wendy, anything else you wanted to add? I mean, I'm fine.
I'm good as long as Joan and Drew are good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, so.
Okay. And that's in the back corner of that, off of Tilden, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you want to make the motion then, Wendy?
Okay, Joan, are you fine with this?
Yeah, I guess they want the well there, but there's just so many, it's still the one over by, the other side. I don't know why they're not trying that, but okay.
Well, is there a reason why you guys aren't trying that?
Keith, I think you can speak as to what the research found as to the likely location of a water yield.
Yes. So as we mentioned during last meeting, we hired a consultant to do a fracture trace analysis. And what that does basically, there's a science behind it, but basically it tries to tell you where the water is. So it's based on where that, there's breaks and so forth in the rocks. These are, deep wells that, run between 500 and 800 feet down. So this is the only, there's a bunch of locations that where these fracture traces meet that they suggest to drill your wells, but this is the only location that didn't either fall like in the middle of a road, a basin, a building. It actually met the required offsets, the requirements from buildings, wetlands, and everything. So that's why, I mean, if we just go around based on unsuccessful rate of picking locations, every time we drill these wells, it's pricey, and if we don't get anything, it's just a sunk cost. So we wanted to go with this location based on the consultant's, recommendation and the science behind it.
Yeah, so Wendy, just briefly, is we had permits, I think I mentioned at the last meeting, we have permits for 8 wells that are currently outstanding. We've been successful in finding water in 2 of those 8 wells, I believe. And 3 of the wells that we drilled so far, we've been unsuccessful. And so rather than continuing to drill, we decided to kind of reinvest our efforts to analyze where the likely water source is, and that's what led us to this location. So we think that there's that there's a good chance that we'll find some water here, and that will allow us to not have to dig holes elsewhere.
Well, I know Scituate right now is in an extreme drought situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, if everything isn't teed up as it should be, I hate to go around anything just to make sure that the grass over there is green and everything's flourishing. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's hesitation with Joan, and I just don't want to move this forward if she is not good with this. She has a better understanding of the plan than I do.
Again, this is Keith with Toll. Just to speak to that again, these wells are, basically bedrock wells, 500 to 800 feet. So the idea is not to impact other, parts of town with, basically stealing water or have anything to do with the drought, because they are so deep. So it doesn't matter if we drill this well on lot or any of the other ones that have already been permitted, it's the same effect. But again, these are, a minimum of 500 feet deep, and the 2 that we have now actually are 800 feet deep. So they're not shallow wells that are pulling from 20 feet below the surface.
So essentially what you're saying, Keith, is that there's zero chance that we would be affecting the town's water supply by digging this irrigation well.
Correct, yeah, we're not anywhere near, to be honest, I don't know where the town pulls their water from, but these wells don't impact that source. Without even knowing where that is, I can speak to that because of how the depth of these wells.
Yeah, I think.
Joan?
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, I get what they're saying, yeah, it's pretty, it's close to the wetlands, and we do have to have conservation approve it. They approve
Well-
all the wells for us as well, so Amy has to look at it. So as long,
Okay.
as long as she's okay with it.
Well, why don't you guys run it by her? And that way, I mean, these are both people that this is their full-time job and they have a better understanding than I really do. So if Joan feels we should defer to Amy, then I think that's probably what we should do.
Joan, just to jump in on that, we've certified that this is not in the Conservation Commission's jurisdiction.
Yeah, I know that. It's just that Amy approves all our well permit applications.
I thought the Board of Health approved the
We
well.
both do. We both do it together. So when we get a well permit, we send it to conservation. So she reviews them as well.
And has she had an opportunity to review this so far?
I don't know. We did give it to her when it came in. So I'm not really sure. But yeah, because she signs the permit as well for all of them. We both do. So
But
Board of Health and Conservation. So if she has it, we sent it over to her. So
I mean, on the part,
Okay.
we can make the motion and then just with the add-in of approval by conservation also.
yep.
Okay.
Okay.
They have to go to a meeting. They don't have to go to a meeting. It's that she reviews all our well permit applications anyway. So it's.
So an email from Amy to either us or would suffice?
Yeah, we just
do it
we
okay.
ask her if she's had time to look at it, and when we're ready, usually it's when we're ready to issue the permit, we ask her if she's all set with it, and so she lets us know.
Okay. So, I mean, that way there, it's not coming back and forth and all that. We can make the motion waiting on approval by Amy and
Yep.
conservation and then go from there. Okay.
Well, it's just, when I look at the regulations, I see that the board has 30 days to act on these applications, and it's what concerns me about that is that Amy's very busy. She has a lot of matters, and the Conservation Commission's pretty well backlogged. And
She doesn't have to, Jeff. She doesn't have to bring it to the commission.
yeah, okay. So I just want to.
No, this doesn't have to go to the commission. And because of COVID, we have the state changed a lot of the regs, but we did notify Toll Brothers within the 30. We did send an email within the 30 days. We just have to respond to the application that was submitted within 30 days. So yeah, she doesn't have to send that to their group, as far as I know. She doesn't send wells to them.
Okay, so I'll follow up with Amy tomorrow.
Yeah. So do you want to go ahead, Wendy? Are you on? Yep.
Yep. Okay, we move to grant the requested, we move to grant the requested, this says this twice, but whatever. We move to grant Seaside Scituate to submit a well permit application to the board at the same building as the current existing well, number 5, pending conservation approval. Is that right?
Yep.
Conservation agent approval, right?
Yeah. Amy's conservation approval.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second,
Aye.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
So we have nothing else on that except for new business. And before we go to that, Drew, can I say something?
Absolutely.
I'd like to take this time to congratulate Russell for all the excellent work he did over his, I think it was 20 years with the Board of Health. and all the things that he's helped with the town, and that, so he'd be truly missed. And, I just want to thank him personally. I've been with him for over 3 years, and he's been a great asset to the board. And whoever comes in has some big shoes to fill.
Second.
Will
So,
be missed.
yes. All right, new
A
business.
well-deserved retirement. Yeah.
Very well deserved.
I'm sure his wife will find something for him to do. Or his
Right.
kid.
Uh,
All right, Drew.
Okay, so we have other business, the administrative invoice approvals. I have about 9 of them. They're all for perk tests, $210 and $280, most of them. There's also one here for office supplies that needs to be signed, and with your approval, I'll sign them.
I approve.
Yes, please.
And then on the director's report, we have 10 new septic systems in for review. We have 4 out for revised. We have 11 that are waiting engineering revisions, 5 awaiting Concom review. We're waiting on 23 as-built for systems, and we have 16 failed systems right now. We are still in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. I can't stress enough, how important it is that when people go outside, they wear masks, they social distance 6 feet apart, wash their hands as often as they can when they come back into their house. Anytime they leave a public place and they get the opportunity, they should be washing their hands. And, the mask is just, it's so important. And if everybody just wore them, we'd be a lot better off. We are getting a lot of calls about trick-or-treating and Halloween. The governor has not called off Halloween. It's not going to be the year without a Santa Claus, I guess. So the Halloween has not been called off. The CDC has come out with guidelines for things you can do for a safe Halloween. The governor and the town of Scituate, we do not want to have, big Halloween parties at private houses, costume parties, 15, 20, 25, 30 people. It's not the way to go. We really hope that the young kids, the 18 to 30-year-olds can, step up. They're coming out now. CDC is coming out right now with studies that are saying they're the reason that we're getting spikes, and we have a lot of kids going back to colleges. Kids are kids. They feel like they're invincible. So we really have to try to educate them in a way to help them help us with protecting our seniors and the most vulnerable, people with underlying health conditions. So as far as trick-or-treating goes, I don't think you can call off trick-or-treating. Parents should use caution. Kids should be going out wearing masks. They should be in small groups. You do want to social distance. If a house doesn't have a light on, they obviously don't want to participate in Halloween. If you do want to participate in Halloween, again, we have suggestions. Put your candy on trays so that the young kids aren't digging their hands through a barrel or through a big container of candy. That way they can just pick whatever they want and they're only touching the candy bar that they want. So there are ways you can do it. The CDC does have guidelines. We just want people to be very, very careful and be aware of your surroundings when you're out there. We are working closely with the school department. We meet on a regular basis. We talk every single day. We are actually scheduled to meet again tomorrow. We go over the numbers with the superintendent and the medical advisory team that we've put together over at the school so that we can make sure that all the kids in Scituate are safe while they're going to school. And it's a challenge. And the parents have been very, very understanding, and they get where we're coming from, and they know we're trying to do the best we can. And it's just such a tough situation. And we really, really appreciate the understanding and the support that we're getting from, the school community. So we're going in the right direction, hopefully. Situate's numbers, as Mr. Boudreau points out, when they come in tomorrow, I'll go online tonight when we get out. We'll see what they were. But our numbers are below 2% for the amount of people that are tested or the amount of tests that come back positive from the town. So we're well underneath the 5% that the governor set for the shutdown if we ever had to get to that point. But hopefully if everyone does their part, we will not have to. And so I'll wrap it up there. And I'd just like to thank Russ too for all of his work. He was just a real good guy, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to work with him.
Any old business or other business besides the invoice approvals, which we've agreed on?
Took that out of order, huh?
Yeah, that's all right. I'll put you in line.
There you go.
Wendy, do you have anything else, or Joan?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
All right, then make a motion to adjourn the Scituate Board of Health meeting for Wednesday, October 14th. Second?
Second,
All in favor?
second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
have a good night,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.